Okay, you had your snack. Now are you ready to do your line? Okay, your line is, you find yourself lost in Irvingland. And action. And action. And action. You know what? Never mind. I'll do it myself.
Last week, we left our small party of space colonists as they began their first test drilling for radioactive materials. Materials that could be transformed into enough atomic fuel to lift their disabled spaceship off this strange and alien planet.
Actually, we didn't know that last time. Nobody said what they were drilling for. As I recall, I guessed water. I guessed wrong. They dropped some explosives into that hole and set the detonator just as Penny walked up and stood on top of the kaboom spot. Her dad raced to save her. Spoiler, he succeeded, which is good. You don't want Captain Von Trapp angry at you for blowing up one of his kids.
You move your fingers.
It's okay.
Now, how many times do I have to tell you can't?
I was just trying to help. Don dropped this, and I thought you'd need it. Boy, plastic explosive. What a dumb thing to carry up over blasting.
That's enough, Will. Let's check the rig.
You have to love how even though Will is a genius of staggering proportions, he's still the good, supportive little brother.
Now, Penny, you can't stay here.
I could help.
No, it's too dangerous. Why don't you go find out if you can help your mother?
She said she's too busy.
Well, I'm sorry, Penny, but you can't stay here.
If it's too dangerous for her, why isn't it too dangerous for Will? He's 3 years younger than she is. We all know the answer, so I won't say it. Nobody has time for Penny. She's feeling a little lonely.
Why don't you run along and play, dear? Yes, Mommy. That's a good idea. Why don't you run along and play? Yes, Daddy. And Will Robinson, you're nothing but a boy.
You take that back. I mean, wait, what? The water made a fountain soda be easier for her to drink. Ordinarily, water does not do that by itself. She hears a voice calling, "Hey," from a nearby cave. Ordinarily, caves do not talk.
Well, how do you do? I'm just an echo, that's all.
Whatever this is, it's learning her language. Again, under normal circumstances, at least on Earth, caves do not talk by themselves. She returns to the ship sometime later, happy about her new friend.
Boy, why didn't you stay in that cave, you sissy? Because I knew I'd be late for supper. Don't you know what you would have seen? A white rabbit. And then this teacup and saucer would come jumping out. No, it wasn't like that at all.
Will, now that's enough.
Sometimes Will Robinson is not a nice boy. As the days pass, Penny is spending more and more time with her friend. He lives in a side cave with a stone door that looks like part of the wall. Penny can open it with one finger, and nobody believes her. They think it's all her vivid imagination.
Hey, where'd you get the jacks? My friend gave them to me. Your friend? How can someone you can't even see, who isn't even there, give you things? He just took a piece of his roof apart, and there they were. His roof? You're crazy. Jacks. These are just little rocks, pieces of quartz you picked up.
Look closer, Will. That's not quartz.
Good heavens. So sorry, my dear friend. Whole walls, she said. Here, analyze it. Hurry!
They're diamonds. Dr. Smith is seeing dollar signs. Where he's going to get the dollars out here, and what he's going to do with them out here hasn't crossed his mind yet. All he knows is on Earth, diamonds are valuable, so he's got to have all of them. Too bad Penny won't let him play with her friend. He tries to follow her when she goes to the cave.
Put your back into it. Low gear, you weakling. Low gear. Do I have to do all the work? Ah! Stop. Stop. Disconnect.
does not compute. Rock should move.
Unless something stronger than you is holding it in place. Penny's tried to tell everybody he only opens it for her.
What's the matter with you now?
Danger! Danger!
Do you want her to hear us? Do you want everyone on this planet to know about our diamond mine? Of course it's dangerous. Now be quiet. There.
Smith throwing his non-stop insults at the robot was a staple of the show. And he hasn't figured out yet that when the robot says danger, it means something dangerous is near and you need to watch your caboose. Inside, Penny's friend isn't answering her and she's frustrated. I have a feeling he's concentrating on keeping Smith and the robot out and can't come to the phone right now.
I brought a book to read, so you could learn some more words. But if you don't even care, well then I don't care either. There's probably not enough light in here anyway. And I'm not gonna wait 15 minutes for...
Care? What is care?
There he is.
I don't even know who you are.
I don't know who I am.
What? Oh, but that must be awful. Maybe you've been asleep or growing up or changing.
I don't know yet.
He doesn't know how to show himself to her. He doesn't know what he is. He knows how to move the rocks and make the plants and water do stuff, and that's about it. And he's learning English. He suddenly goes silent, and when he comes back, his voice sounds remarkably like Dr. Smith talking through a crack in the rocks. He's telling her to gather up all the diamonds she can find.
You can even find rocks that big as a billiard ball, or a nice glittering bowling. Save me, somebody!
That would be why Mr. Nobody went silent. He doesn't want Smith to hear him. Penny gets Smith unstuck and then confronts him.
You pretended you were Mr. Nobody, didn't you?
Who? Oh, yes, well, I did perhaps hear you talking to yourself down there, but I merely thought that...
No!
Now that Smith knows where the cave is, he convinces Major West that he's found a new source of the stuff they need for the ship's fuel. With some buttering up from Smith, Don decides it'd be cool to see everybody's faces when he's the one who finds it. Off they go to blow up Mr. Nobody. Penny sees them leaving and wants to go talk to Mr. Nobody.
Now, look, I've said no. Now, if you have something you want to tell him, you can talk to him right here, can't you? Now, that's all there is to it, dear.
Talk to him? Right here? Oh, Mother, I thought you were the only one. I thought you really believed me. Just a little bit.
I have an idea. Let's make this worse.
Well, I'll tell you a secret. When I was a little girl, I had a very special friend, too. His name was Mr. Noodles, and he lived inside my teddy bear.
Oh, Mother, that's the silliest thing I ever heard of. How can anyone live inside a teddy bear?
You are on a different planet. You have no idea what is possible here. So maybe when she says an entity is talking to her, you find out what they're talking about instead of being patronizing. Will picked up a bunch of rocks from that area and was trying to make a necklace for Penny to cheer her up, but he discovered something about the rocks.
Dr. Smith, I bet he knew what they were all the time. What are you talking about? I'm going to bed. Will, did you see Dr. Smith sneaking out alone this evening? No. He went someplace with Don, I think. They were carrying the drawing stuff. I guess they're getting ready to blast some more tomorrow. Blasting?
While Dr. Smith is pushing Don to place the explosives, Penny has gotten Mr. Nobody to let her into the cave, but he still won't speak to her. While Don isn't looking, Smith drops more explosive into the hole. His plan is to collapse the whole cave and have the robot dredge the diamonds out. And then do what with them? And they don't know Penny is in there.
Penny, when a person can't talk anymore, when a person can't move anymore.
This was how Penny tried to explain what death is.
Penny, please move.
Smith and West are heading back to the ship. West is rather angry that Smith brought him on this pointless journey.
What's the matter?
Did you hear that? Sounded like thunder.
Sky seems clear enough.
Somebody else is also angry.
I'm going out to find them, Penny, whoever they are that did this, and I'm going to teach them a lesson. You heard Penny. I will destroy you.
What is it?
I don't know.
What's happening?
Feels like it might be an earthquake.
When was the last time an earthquake talked to you, Major?
Diamonds!
And if a couple of big ones drop on your head, it won't matter, idiot. At the ship, Will has managed to get an analysis out of the robot.
Release of pure cosmic force with antimatter core. It has anger. It will destroy us.
That's stupid. Forces and things don't get angry.
It has anger. It will destroy us.
Mr. Nobody is a pure cosmic force with an antimatter core. I think we all figured that out a long time ago. Duh. Who doesn't know all that stuff about whatever I said? Smith falls and West goes back to help him. They're almost to the ship. If that surprises you, I give up.
Judy, come back here! Will, get inside!
They all get in the ship. Their only hope is that the robot, with his zappers and such, can stop this thing.
John, look. It's Penny.
Smith orders the robot to cease fire, but it can't hear him. There's too much radio interference. Penny is running right toward the force, and they're all terrified. They still don't get it. That force is Penny's imaginary friend, Mr. Nobody. She's the one person he won't hurt.
Please don't hurt them. Don't hurt anyone. I love them. I love them just like I love you.
Love. Love you. I love you too, Penny.
It was bold of her to say that. She didn't even mention that Dr. Smith is a possible exception. That's okay, you can rebuild him. And this time you can include a circuit so that every time Smith tries to give him an order, he says,
Don? Don, what is pure cosmic force? What does it turn into?
If we do it right, it turns into ratings.
It's like a new Milky Way.
Well, caterpillars can turn into butterflies, can't they?
Yes, they can. Therefore, Mr. Nobody can turn into an entire galaxy with all the stars, black holes, nebulas, gravitational forces, and the whole bit in the space of 10 seconds. Practically the same thing.
Hey, he's all fixed.
Yes, good as new. Tuned to the finest. What's that?
Just a necklace I was making for Penny. That's all they're good for in a place like this. But you know how girls are. Always liking useless stuff. Hey, you want to play chess?
Affirmative.
Dr. Smith is still coming to grips with the fact that they're useless out here.
When I think of the value of these rocks back on Earth. Oh, the pain. The pain.
And a signature line is born. So is today's cliffhanger. For a brief moment, we gave Judy something to do, but her dad had to go supplement her, so it wasn't really a Judy moment. Granted, this was a Penny episode, but you might have noticed that up to this point, Judy is window dressing. When Penny couldn't find anyone to pay attention to her, nobody even thought of Judy. Turns out she was having Mom do her hair, but she didn't seem important enough to mention by name when Penny was talking with her dad. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. If you're going to do that to a character, why even have them? The actress who played her, Marta Kristen, had the same assessment of the character. But at least she got paid to mostly stand there and do nothing. There are worse jobs. I'll see you the next time you find yourself lost in Irvingland.